press conference was asked why Sancho wasn't in the squad. Ten Hag he hasn't been training well. I'm going to do a lot of paraphrasing here, so just bear with me. I don't have any of the quotes up. A lot of paraphrasing. Said Sancho did not train well, and maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, Sancho released a Twitter response. Paraphrasing also saying, "Oh, don't believe the lies about me. Pretty much, I've been scapegoated. I always respect the club. I respect the manager's decision," which is the contradiction right there. I respect any decision that is made. Don't believe what they've said. Blah blah blah. Pretty much. Let me let Shudi. You want to jump in? Let's jump into this one. What are your thoughts?
All right. Well, first of all, basically, I've always believed in the art of accountability. I
Okay.
feel, let me start from there. Accountability is very important, whether it's in football, whether it's in our workplace, whether it's in raising our kids, whatever it is. Accountability is very, very, very important in anything we do. I go back to one of the greatest managers, Sir Alex Ferguson, and I look at examples that were made. 2005, 4, 5 or so, or 2003, 2004, 2006 actually. Van Nistelrooy, we know the story with him talking out of turn with his manager and how that's transpired to Real Madrid. We saw the case with David Beckham in 2002 or 2003, where the hairstyle and he would not take off the thing, doing the hairstyle reveal every time before a game, and the back and forth with Sir Alex. We saw how that ended up. We have the case of Diego Forlan with the boots. We have the case of who else am I missing? Let's go to Erik Ten Hag. We have the case with Rashford. And my point is all stressing here is just the art of accountability for your actions and this and what it does. You have to set authority right. With what happened with Jadon Sancho, you hear different cases, right? So ETH spoke about what the case was and whatnot, and maybe it was maybe it was a barrier in English, but I don't think he was biting his tongue like, look, this is what happened. But at the same time, it's if you have a certain standard that you're setting in terms of training and whatnot, that is what the standard is. You have to abide by it. This is just what the truth is, and you have to set those standards, or else, like, players are just going to do whatever the case may be. I remember when what's his name, David Moyes came to England and came to Manchester United. Patrice Evra made a comment about him. It was like, oh, that when he came into the locker room, he said to the players, the likes of Pogba, the likes of Wayne Rooney, all these guys. He came there and he said the first thing what he said was, "Oh, guys, as I'm coming in, I hope you guys will help me to make this team a success." Evra said that was the moment he knew this man had already failed the whole content. Like, that was done at that point in time. You do not put accountability in players. You have to instill that discipline and put that thing in there. So with the Sancho situation and whatnot, people are coming out. Ian Wright came out recently and made a comment about how you need to protect black players and this, that the man is carrying a whole load. You have to show some more empathy, like the case with Dele Ali. Look at what is happening. But people fail to understand that with Sancho, they gave him this man saw what was happening with him, saw what he was going through, took him out of the pack, took him to Netherlands, let him go train, let him go do his thing there, go through his therapy, do whatever he needs to do for 3 months, and came him back, brought him back, integrated him back into the team. No problems, did all that, played him as a left wing, played him as a number 10 behind the striker, played him as a false 9. You're trying all these things for a player. You're doing all these things, trying to accommodate the situation as much as possible. And at the same time, people now come out there and still come out there and say, show empathy for Sancho after the situation. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
All right. So, yeah, well said, Trudy. I think I'm going to have a different take on this one. Did Ten Hag really have to say what he said? And what was the return on investment of what he said? It could be after a bad loss, right? And it was a bad loss based on the fact that United was centimeters from winning the game.
Yeah.
Right? And that was offside goal, by the way. Totally. Right? It could be normally if in a normal situation he doesn't take on that question, he just says no comment, or he says something like, "I'm the coach, I pick who plays. Let's talk about the players that actually play today." Right? He could have said that, but instead of doing that, he decided to divulge what I'll call internal information. Training data is not public-facing information.
No.
It's not. He doesn't come out every match and says, "I picked the team and this person didn't make the team because they didn't." He doesn't. It doesn't make sense to do it. Okay, so it's weird. It's weird.
Okay.
Younger coaches like Arteta, who's looked upon as an up-and-coming coach, he's moved high-profile players away from the team without any of this. To be fair, Ten Hag has kind of done that with Ronaldo, right? He said he sang the right songs, said the right things around Ronaldo. Wow, same thing with De Gea, right? Probably the same thing with Van der Beek while he's trying to. So you give credit while things are in motion. I give him credit for this one. Can't give him credit.
Okay, yeah, okay. Group A, I think Bayern should qualify, top the group. But with Anthony scandal, I think Man U might be even better without Anthony now. So I think Man U might actually be a challenge now. Galatasaray should go as third because they bought a lot of players. They bought like 11 players: Zaha, Ndombele, Icardi, Demirbay, Angelino, Ziyech. So it depends on, or it also depends on who you're meeting them. When Man U is still unsettled now, if they should make Galatasaray, that might be a problem. So, but but I think Bayern, Man U, and Gala goes to
So
goes to Europa.
Judy. Group
Okay.
Group A?
Yeah.
Group A, I'll do Bayern and Man United too. Definitely. And Galatasaray going to Europa. I think it still feels me as straightforward. I think in 6 games, we're going to have one of those upsets in maybe a Copenhagen. Somebody will shock us. I believe one of the teams will shock us. But I feel like we'll still figure it out. We'll still figure it out out of that team, out of that group. So I see Bayern doing it, making it out there. Actually, I don't also fancy that Bayern team as people think they are, personally. But I still think there are a lot of missing pieces, especially in their midfield and things like that. But Man U, Bayern, they should be out of there together. I don't know. I think Bayern will still win it, win the group stage still. Then Galatasaray should be third.
Okay, I agree with you guys. I'm not going to say. Okay, Dio, Group B, Arsenal.
Yeah, the missing piece in Bayern is the coach. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
So Tuchel doesn't know what he's doing. So that's the missing piece. But it should still be strong enough to overwhelm Man U. I see us getting 4 points.
Dio, Group B.
Arsenal wins easily. They're going to beat Sevilla. Sevilla is actually confused right now. I think they were trying to sell all their players during the summer or something like that. And they probably feel more comfortable in Europa. So maybe they will even try to get into third place. Sevilla, then I think PSV. Arsenal wins easily, maybe like 15 points. 15 points plus. Then second, Sevilla. PSV goes to Europa.
Okay. Judy.
Arsenal does not win this group easily. And I go back, and not that I respect Arsenal's playing amazing football, but at the same time, we've also seen what PSV has also done to them before in the past. I think last year, on one or two separate occasions, and even Lords. As much as you play left and right with them, like they're teams that will trouble. As crazy as it sounds, like Arsenal is not winning this thing easily. That's for sure. And that part, I think I can confidently say that. But at the same time, I still see Arsenal taking it.
Okay.
PSV probably second, in my opinion. And then Sevilla, like you just said, going to Europa. Sevilla, I would have put them up there, but there's a lot of nonsense going on with them this summer, especially, and all that's going on. And honestly speaking, they might come back and still surprise because that team just has a way to just annoy and frustrate people. They know how to frustrate people and get under your skin. Those two teams, Sevilla especially, they know how to keep a goalless. They know how to do these things. But so Arsenal, PSV, then Sevilla probably going into Europa.
I'm just agreeing with everything. Those are my picks. Group C, Dio.
Group C, Madrid tops, Napoli second. Braga, I'll pick them Braga over Union because Union doesn't have any experience at all.
Okay, that's fair. Judy?
I think the same, but I think I fancy Union before them. I think I happen to catch quite a number of their games in the.
Yeah, really good.
They're a fancy outfit. Like, you'd be surprised what these guys can do, and I think they will make some noise. And that is, but I still don't see any surprises for them for them to trample any of the Madrids or the Napolis. But which I also think whether it's a Madrid or Napoli that comes first or second, that could also be interchangeable. I don't think it's Madrid that wins it per se, but for now, I'll say Madrid. I'll agree with him, other than Union Berlin being third.
Okay, I have it different. I have Napoli winning. I have Real Madrid.
Okay.
Real Madrid they typically don't take group stages serious. It's like they just mess around. Yeah, Real Madrid second. They'll just do enough to qualify. Union third,